Hi, as promised, I'm Bo Checker and this is part 2. In episode 1 we talked about this report, the big 2016 post-election audit report put out by the Board of Elections, Bogus report. Keep that in mind. Tonight is not just bogus, it's also slanted or partisan. I'm going to direct your attention to table 5, somewhere in here. It's right here, table 5 in the book, and we'll just set that aside and I'll focus in on it. Okay, there's the book. Here's the table. Now there's some things to point out. It's a lovely table, breakdown of voting irregularities by type, party affiliation, and voter. So down here you have Democrat, Libertarian, Republican, unaffiliated. And they list the different types of crime across the top and break it down, what party committed them. I'm going to go through some of this. I'm sorry, I'm going to do public math on this, and you may have to back it up and look at it again, but it's very important you understand how they slanted this table. Okay, first off, party affiliation and total. So all those crimes listed, 326 of them, 64%. 91, 18, those are Republicans. So Democrats were 64%, Republicans 18%. Now I'm not smearing either party, but what I'm saying is look at the way they present this data. So you add these up, all these numbers equals 508. All these numbers equals 100%. That's the way these kinds of tables work. And the totals, it all work that way. Now let's move on to these other crimes. Non-citizen crime, 20 were Democrats out of 41 total. That's about 50%. You with me so far? Okay, so about 50% or 49%. So 11 out of 41, that's about 25%. Okay, 10 out of 41, that's a little less. So you get the idea. This is the way the percentages work. This is the way the data is presented in the table. Now we come over here to voter impersonation. Oh, they're Republican. Yeah, I told you in the last one that if she were Democrat, she wouldn't get prosecuted. She's Republican, she's gonna fry. She won't go to jail though, mind you. There is no jail time associated with that, which is something Laura Leslie kind of lied about in her broadcast. There's no jail time affiliated with this crime. It's there. Don't do it again. Okay, so there were 2, so 100% were Republican. 100% of the voter impersonations were Republican. Now let's look at double voting. No, felons. Okay, felons. 66%. Okay, 441, roughly 450, roughly 300. So that's about a third, 2/3 rather, 66%. I'm just trying to get you a rough estimate. I know it's math. I apologize, but it's very important. The next slide will show you why. So these total up to 441. You with me so far? These percentages come out: 4 Libertarians, 1%, 73 Republicans, 17%, unaffiliated, 16%. Sorry about the alignment, but anyway, we're going to move fast. Here's my favorite table. These are people who voted twice and got caught doing it. These are not very smart. Total done were 24, total committed. 14 were Democrat, 5 were Republican, and 5 were unaffiliated. Now let's do the math here. 14 of the 24, that's a little more than half. 5 of the 24, that's about 1/5, about 20%, right? And then 5 of the 24, again, that's about 20%. But look at what happens here. Over here, 13%, 5 and 5. If your jaw just dropped, I recommend duct tape. Just put it up here, it'll be okay. Look what they did. This state report, this bogus state report, I might add, did this. Look at the math. It does not add up to 100%. Or let me do it this way. This is what the numbers should be. And there we go. This is what the state did not report. 58% of double voters were Democrat, 21% Republican, 21% unaffiliated. Now, how do you do that? That's from that table again. And we go to this. I just asked, how does one do that? How do you take a table that's a spreadsheet where all those numbers are added up automatically, and then on that one table, that one column of the table, the numbers not only don't add up, but they're totally distorted. Someone had to go in and change that, and they published it. How many people at State Board of Elections reviewed that document before it went out? Are you telling me none of them understood math? So this is a problem we have. This report, I'm gonna have to duck here. This report that we're supposed to trust that said only 2 cases of voter impersonation fraud were verified, as I mentioned in part 1, also told you they've misreported the number of Democrat involvement in double voters. Okay, maybe it was an honest mistake, I don't know. But it questions the veracity of the entire report when you see things like that. So I'm just saying, next time they tell you there is no voter impersonation fraud, remember this. Vote checker, I'm out of here.